I would be glad to provide you some food, and you're welcome to stay the night. Get some rest. I will have a room prepared. Hello. Hello there. I'm Ash Mannix, and we're back once again playing The House in Fata Morgana. In the last episode, we concluded, I believe, the story of Nellie and Mel. It ended badly. Really badly, unfortunately. And after the conclusion of that, the maid kind of guided us in the house to a new area. I believe there was a door in the cellars or something. And we are being introduced to, I believe, another story, which is set 50 years after the story of the time of Mel and Nellie. And we have been accosted by this magnificent beast. So yes, let us get into this. I will just hide the avatars, and let's do this. The very first thing I sensed was an almost unbearable stench. The odour emanated from the man, heightened by the food he had carelessly rummaged through. Blood-red liquid spilled from wine barrels, soaking the floor. His sunken eyes had a piercing, wolf-like glimmer in them. His teeth were sharp and yellowed, visible as he ripped into a chunk of meat. He grumbled in a seemingly inhuman tongue. I was looking at a beast. Or perhaps a half-beast. There was another source of odour in the room, though. It had something of a kind of metallic tinge to it. When I noticed this, I nearly passed out. The red liquid was not just wine, as I had assumed. The beast had, I presume, stolen a weapon from the village. A sword far too nice for him lay on the floor by his side. I could hardly imagine how many people's lives he had taken with that blade. It was visibly wet with blood, even in the darkness of the cellar, but at the same time it had an imposing gleam. The fine, luscious aroma of the wine could not mask the stench of blood and the beast. Holding my breath, I took a few moments to ponder. Ponder what? O master, you know. Tell me, were you summoned here by the mansion? Yeah, I'm not gonna voice act X's. Did you come here knowing what kind of place it is? If you are in want of money, you're welcome to help yourself to some of the furniture. And I imagine the villagers would be willing to welcome you if you dressed yourself up a bit more like a person. Then you can trade the furniture for food and make your way to a larger town. The wolf was able to fool the innocent little girl simply by putting on clothing, after all. Oh dear, I was afraid you wouldn't understand me. What am I to do? I was in quite the predicament. Nevertheless, it meant a great deal to me then that I found someone who did not fear the mansion, be they human or beast. So I decided I should give him my assistance, while doing my best not to agitate him. Say, could you perchance be my new master? Yeah, this is what I thought was going to happen. I thought he was going to become the new master of the mansion, and I'd be like, well, that'll be interesting, serving what I'm assuming is a wolfman, but apparently they didn't want to draw him. He's covered in a miasma of blackness, for some reason. The mansion sat near the ocean. To say it was perched upon a cliff might make it sound rather intimidating, but you could see the beautiful clear sea through the windows, a glittering expanse of emerald and turquoise. If the mansion had been in proper condition, it would have been breathtaking against the backdrop. I even wanted to plant orange trees in the garden. Though it was a tumultuous era, the sun still shone bright upon the land, which only served to emphasize the house's unsightliness. Oh yes, perhaps I should give you some more background information. At that period in time, a war had just drawn to a close. Oh. The once gorgeous wetlands were infested with crows picking at decaying remains. Bodies of soldiers fallen in battle continually washed up on shores of coastal villages. The people wanted nothing more than for the curtain to draw in that deeply political contest. And when it finally did, the kingdom, with its richly fertile shores, was stripped of its independence, becoming a new era under new rule. The people were exhausted, their spirits wasted away, and the splendour of the ocean and sky did nothing to help. In my mind, the beast was emblematic of the times, emaciated and enveloped in the scent of blood. But the war came to an end, thus the beast did not have to remain a beast, I thought. Did he? And so I endeavoured to make the beast more human-like. Maybe it's just a man that's became like feral because of war. I don't know. He calls it a beast. But I don't know if that's supposed to be symbolic or literal. First I needed to do something about his appearance. I would draw a bath, scrub away all the filth, and dress him in clothing left in the mansion. However, having sat unused for 50 years, the majority of garments had been devoured by insects and were of little use. Now, I'm curious, what do you do during your time there when no one's there, maid person? Like, do you not maintain the mansion or something? You just sit there and let it rot? Seems a bit weird. That you're like, I can't do anything. Or I don't do anything until someone comes. So I searched the mansion top to bottom for anything the beast could wear, heated up some coals, and set to work ironing what I found. At the time, steam irons had not yet been invented. We used plates of iron heated with coals. So you know of the time of steam irons? When did steam irons come about? Because you still look like a maid from maybe you're a maid from present times? Or maybe that you are talking to us from the present, which might be... I don't know what year this game was made, but... I do actually wonder about what time we are set in currently when we come back out of these stories back to the mansion. They somewhat resembled kettles. I even prepared meals for the beast in order to teach him proper table manners. Although with the mansion in a nearly uninhabitable state of disarray, there was only so much I could do in the kitchen. And the only supplies I had to work with were what was left in the cellar. As such, I was not able to put to use the cooking skills I had learned in the flaxen-haired family's time. Now, you mustn't eat with your hands. Do you want to get your fingers and face dirty? You eat using a knife and fork. See, like this. I feel like I'm teaching a young child. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to get a good reaction from him. Oh my, what are you holding your head for? Oh dear. Perhaps I should be teaching you to speak before table manners. Worry not. You have plenty of time. You needn't act so frightened. Or perhaps you do not want to be understood at all. Would you be so kind as to tell me your name? You are, for now, still a guest. It is too soon for me to call you master. Or am I mistaken? Your name, that is what people call you. How about I start by telling you my name? We're going to get the maid's name. I am called... something 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 B. Something 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 E. Something 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 something. Bestial? Bestia? Your name is Bestia? Oh, what? We didn't get to hear her name? What the hell? I see. Then that is what I shall call you, Bestia. Oh, why didn't we get to hear her name? What the hell? My, you seem to be rather perplexed as to how I was still alive. He had, in fact, attempted to cause me harm. However, I am a servant of the house. The beast called himself Bestia. It is a curious thing. When I learned his name, he seemed to take on new importance in my mind. He was not a mere beast, but the thing called Bestia. Master, should I ever have the chance to hear your name, I am certain you too shall become more substantial a presence. But you must always remember, Master, that even if you do not remember your name, and even if you never know mine, you have always held a special place in my heart. So we didn't get to hear her name. She's purposely hiding it even when she's retelling the story. She knows our name. This beast's apparently tried to kill her. I mean, I would have expected that because he seems to be a feral beast. And somehow he wasn't able to, which makes me think that she's quite powerful in some way. Or many ways. The plot thickens, so to speak. And thus began my tranquil days with Bestia. Slowly he began to learn the human tongue. And I was, to be quite honest, rather thrilled. To be certain, I was afraid of the beast. But my fear was not so strong as my elation that there was someone else in the mansion, someone to whom I could speak, and someone that might become my master. Come now, you must pull weeds out at the roots, or they will soon grow back. This is a task that requires perseverance. You do it like this, see? There you go. Grass. Oh, did you not expect that? What appears to be many plants on the surface is actually all connected within the soil. This is a task that requires a man's strength. If there were other servants, they could do it. So I apologize for making you tend to the garden, future master. Or perhaps now that you are all dressed up, you wish to leave the mansion and find someone to fool, as the wolf did the sweet little girl. Have you no interest in remaining in such a dishevelled house? Go on. Not want to leave. Oh my, is that so? If you wish to stay, then I shall not stop you. On the contrary, I will gladly attend to you. I am waiting for the person who is to become my master. Forever waiting. I should be able to watch over you until the day you depart this world, old and wrinkled. Do you not believe me? Granted, this person is a beast, literally called Bestia, and you know, she's a nice, pretty looking maid. She scares me more than the beast. Some really not right about her. A few things not right. Are you interested in becoming the master of this house? Will be. I have to wonder if you know what you are saying, although it matters little whether you do or not. Oh my, look at that. Now this brings back memories. This is called a rose. Do you know what a rose is? It is a type of flower. Not know. Do not know. I see. Then allow me to teach you. What you have here is not a real rose. The real rose is wilted and are sleeping in the soil. This is called an accessory. It is something women wear. He's like, what? What are you talking about? The beast held an ornamental white rose in his hand. An object someone sometime meant to give to someone else. White rose, white rose, white rose. Was that not what Mel was supposed to give to the girl with the white hair, perhaps? Curiously, the white rose was just as stunning as it had been the day it was made, despite being buried in the earth for so many years. I hear roses make wonderful gifts. He stared intently at the decorative rose. I presumed the beast would either discard it disinterestedly or destroy it. But much to my surprise, Bestia held it gently in his hands, as though it were something precious to him. Are you, perchance, considering giving it to me? Are you implanting ideas in this beast's mind so that you can just get some free rose thing? So you are not. Very well. Are you hurt, maid? Ah, look at that, look at that. You're not happy with that? I cannot. Oh, yeah. He's like, yeah. She's like, oh. Yes, you did kind of want it, didn't you? Is there someone else you would like to give it to? In that moment, a thought floated through my mind. The thing I had found in a pool of blood in the cellar was a monstrous creature indeed. Perhaps that was not, at his core, what he truly was. So I asked him a question. What is it that you desire, Bestia? Or Bestia? This mansion fulfills people's desires. If you yearn for something, want, live, peace. Ah. Well, why is there flashing of lightning? Look at that filthy thing. A beast. It's a beast. It's eating goddamn sand. You really that hungry? Beast, you foul creature. Stay the hell back. Get any closer. Filthy beast. And I'll kill you. Ah yes, those are not very good memories. Several days passed by. As Bestia began to act more like a person, the mansion followed suit, slowly becoming more habitable, though not yet back to its former glory. Wait, so it magically forms back into, like, a proper mansion when people are living in it again? That is interesting. No flowers grew in the garden, but neither were there weeds infesting it. The dusty corridors, shattered windows, rust-covered kitchen gradually returned to their proper states. Bestia learned how to change his own clothes and how to draw a bath. No longer did I have to wait on him hand and foot. He could take care of a number of things all by himself. What we lacked for food he acquired from the forest. Never did he go to purchase supplies from the village. Rather, he captured hares and gathered herbs hidden in the overgrowth. They were days without incidents. And though such a life may be wont for excitement, peace is something that you mustn't take for granted. Those who have it cast it aside, finding the leisurely flow of time dull. Only those who have never experienced it truly know how precious it is. Bestia appeared to be content. He wore an expression of solitary serenity. Someone, is anyone there? And then one day, a crack formed in the uneventful tranquility. Is anyone in there? Could you part with some food? I don't need much. Some food and water. Just a little, that's all I need. Bestia looked over at me, as if seeking my aid. Ironic, no? It was the visitor who was truly in need of aid. I pondered it for a few moments, deciding that I could not simply turn away someone calling upon the mansion. Had Bestia ordered me to not let him in, I would have followed his instructions, but he said nothing. Oh, thank God, someone's here. I was afraid it was deserted. You said you were in need of sustenance. Yes, it doesn't have to be much. Anything to quench this thirst. I got lost and it's been several days. Give me a few minutes. I will find... Let him in. A firm, deep voice came from behind me. I was quite startled. When had the beast learned to act so much like a human? When had he learned to speak so clearly and to behave so much like a master? Ah! Upon seeing Bestia, a look of terror appeared to cross the wanderer's face for a moment. To my eyes, Bestia was the very image of a head of house, but to an outsider, he probably appeared to be nothing more than a beast in man's clothing. Prepare him a meal and a bed. I suspect he is quite tired. But thank you very much. But in time, the fear drained from the man's face. Bestia sat precariously on the border between man and beast. Though he still had his doubts, the wanderer revised his first impression, deciding Bestia was human. As the wolf had fooled the little girl in the forest, he too had succeeded in playing the role of a man. I thought I was a goner for a while there, but you really came to the rescue. And a meal like this on top of that? You really didn't have to. But I guess that's not an appropriate thing to say as I'm eating. What kind of meat is this? Here. It's damn tender for a rabbit. And here I thought it was beef. Quite the skilled chef. Oh, is she the one who cooked this? Is she your wife? Oh no, I am merely a servant. A female servant? Huh. Don't see that very often. This mansion's just full of surprises. I can hardly believe it. Lost for days, and as soon as I think I'm dead, there it is. Thinking back on it now, it's miraculous. Why are you two living alone in a house on a cliff? Oh, I beg your pardon. Asking so many questions without telling you about myself. My apologies. Just a little too excited to finally see other people. I'm a merchant. I do international trade. Until a few years back, spice exports pretty much all came from one place. But now that we've established trade routes of our own, my country's fighting tooth and nail to push its exports. And in fact, some have lost a few teeth in the fight already. But that's just how it works. It's a cutthroat world. You do what you must to survive. That's just how it works, the merchant said. A sorrowful look on his face. He was quite clearly putting on a show, though. Confidence in himself and his homeland radiated from that man. I came to this land to do business, but much to my chagrin, somehow ended up lost in the forest. Had I wandered around for much longer, I'd have lost the chance to ever see my beloved again. Your beloved? Yes, sir, I'm constantly out on business. We only get to see each other a few times a year. But she always waits for my return. I'd like to introduce you to her if I ever get the chance. What? What are you talking about, merchant man? You've literally just randomly appeared at this mansion, and luckily the people are giving you some food, but I still would be very suspicious because you don't know these people. And you're just like, oh yes, I need to introduce you to my girlfriend. She's a pretty girl, if not especially striking. Is that so? The merchant was a man of many words, and I, for one, did not mind a lively supper table. Though I know not how Bestia felt, at the very least, I was glad we had invited the wanderer into the mansion. He was, after all, holding a proper conversation with someone, and he seemed to be having success concealing his piercing, beast-like gaze. However... Alright, I stopped by the village before entering the forest, and I heard a bone-chilling tale there. As soon as the merchant brought up the subject, a palpable tension spread through the room. They say there have been sightings of a beast. It's a creature unlike anything anyone's seen before. Not a wolf or a bear or anything like that. It's even attacked the village once, killing several people. Thankfully, the men managed to drive it out. But the creature is still alive. There's nothing in this world scarier than a vicious beast. So you should keep an eye out. Wouldn't want to accidentally let a murderous beast into your home. At the village's insistence, I had the smithies forge me a knife. Is that knife? Huh? With you now? Oh yeah, I've got it on me. Only good to defend myself with, but it's better than... that knife. You brought that knife. You're here to kill me with that knife? What? You're going to stab me again and again with that knife like they did last time. That's why you're here, isn't it? What are you talking about? What's going into you? Stab and stab and stab. Calm down. What are you so worried about? I'm not going to hurt you with this. Oh, this is not going to end well. What did you say? Eek! I like to imagine that before the wolf ate the poor little girl, he said, "Is this what I always looked like? That beast. What's your problem? What's wrong? Talk like a human. Is he... Stop, stay back. Get any closer and I'll stab you to death." "You act like you only just realized I'm a beast." "Eek." "That's right, I'm a beast. I killed them." "Stay back, and I'll do the same to you." "Ah, help!" In his hand, Bestia held his sword. Perhaps it had been hidden under the table, or maybe behind his chair. Regardless, it was as though he had expected this to happen. The merchant kicked aside a chair, attempting to flee. The Bestia closed the distance in an instant, knocking him back. He lost his balance and slammed against the wall, but still he made to escape, though the beast stood blocking his path. "No, please, stop this. Don't kill me, my beloved is waiting for me back home. I can't leave her behind." "And why should I care?" Wow. What a horrible beast. Yep, that is a scream. A dreadful scream echoed through the dining room. I reflexively covered my ears. "Oh, please help! Someone! Anyone!" "No one's going to come for you. This mansion's a long way from town." Help! That woman, where did she... Why isn't she here? She was just... Ooh. Ah! "You'll kill me if I don't kill you, and so I must show you that I will. I must show you that I'm serious. I must kill you or you won't understand." What are you... this is weird logic. "You just won't understand. If I don't show you firsthand, you won't understand. I'll make you understand. I'll make your flesh and bones understand. Kill. I'll kill you. I'll kill you." Ah! Well, he's gone. Kill you. Wait, is this guy still alive? How many times has this beast sliced him? Monster. That's right, I am. A beast. Wait. Are these words important, I wonder? Oh. Oh. Oh, this is not good. I'm not even clicking anything. They had been enjoying a peaceful meal around the table together just minutes earlier. So what had triggered this? If I were to guess, the merchant saying the word knife is what caused the beast to snap. A simple, small thing set him off. I could not comprehend it. Bestia, who had said he wished for peace, was staring down at the ravaged corpse of the merchant, with a look of ecstasy on his face. "Master, can you understand how he felt? Even just a little? Did he not yearn for peace, but for slaughter?" That's a weird sound. Oof. Oof. Well, that was hello. Hello, we've got a new character all of a sudden. Oof. Alright, that does it for today's shopping. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Snack time. There's nothing better than having a ham sandwich in the park. This is an odd dress. This is quite low cut as well for... What time was this? 1700 or something like that? I don't know why I'm being nitpicky about this. Oh dear, maybe I should lower my voice when I'm talking to myself. Nah, just let everyone hear that you're insane. That's what I do. But it's so nice out, I just can't help myself. Does the weather have anything to do with talking to oneself? Not important. Food. If we were here, it would taste even better. I wonder when I'll get to see him next. This is the beloved of that merchant, isn't it? Pauline, Pauline. There you are. Oh dear, what's got you so frazzled, Mum? Oh, Pauline. Huh? What is it? Did something happen? What's the matter, Mum? Mum? Pauline? This isn't like you, Mum. It's not like you at all. You're not saying anything beyond my name. Tell me, what happened? I told you to stay away from men who trade. Huh? Oh, Pauline, my dear daughter. Why must God be so cruel to such a sweet girl? You're hurting me, Mum. Don't squeeze so tight. What's gone into you? Listen carefully, Pauline. You must be calm and hear me out, understood? Your lover, the beloved man you wait for, is dead. Well, why did we need to see that bit? We had to see the bit where this beloved that this man talked about heard that he died. The beast humanity began slipping away from him after that encounter. He had returned to the thing I had found in the cellar. Actually, he prowled the mansion's halls, looking more barbaric than ever. Despite all the effort he had put into learning to act like a human, he now ripped the velvet curtains off the wall, howling shrilly, stomping back and forth through the hallways and ravaging the garden. I watched him intently, though from a distance. Bestia was not merely a beast, but an out-of-control, bloodthirsty beast. Just a few days ago we had been tending the garden together, but that was no longer possible. I was quite disappointed. Eventually, Bestia discovered my hiding place. I had not felt regret in a very long time, but I felt deep regret in that moment. What, did she get killed? Well, attacked. More. Don't have enough. Not enough. I need more. I need more. I must satisfy these urges. Are you saying peace was not enough to sate you? Did I mishear you when you asked for peace? I was mistaken. Asking for peace won't solve anything. Blood, despair, eyes filled with terror. These are the things I need. And I've always known it. You said this mansion fulfills people's desires. Then... give me prey. Oh, no more hares. Live humans. Why did I ever teach him to speak human language? Before long, the mansion granted his wish. Once a week, a villager or a travelling merchant from somewhere would wander into the forest, ending up at the mansion on the cliff. Though something felt suspicious about the man who greeted them at the door, on the surface he looked like a proper nobleman. So they all eventually chose to trust Bestia. The mansion had an air of loneliness about it, but it was adequate to provide rest for their weary feet. There was food and a bed, and most comforting of all, there were other people. The lord of the house treated the lost souls like esteemed guests. He poured them fine wine and had me cook for them. No one suspected in the slightest that he was a beast. He put on a reasonably convincing act, because yes, I had taught him how to behave like a master. I had basically given him the skills to be able to be a horrific monster that can lure people into the mansion. Congratulations, maid. The visitors all went to bed contented. But, as I'm sure you can imagine, Master, they would never see the light of day again. The penetratingly bright sunlight, particular to this area. A beast! It's a beast! You disgusting creature! You hideous monster! Kill him! If that's how you humans want to do things, then I'll play your little game. I'll play it even better than you. I'll kill you. I'll slaughter you. No, please don't. That's it. Cry for me. Beg for your life. Pray for my mercy. Weep and struggle and suffer and die. No one understands. No one can possibly understand my despair. What did I ever do? Was it just because I'm a beast? When did I become a beast? Why do beasts have to die? Beasts are savage, and so they must die. I'm a beast, therefore I'm savage. In which case, I'll kill them. I'll show them what makes a beast so terrifying. Moonlight crept through the torn velvet curtains, shining down upon the blood-soaked beast. It was a sight that would incite terror in anyone. Look at that! Look at this! No one can stand up to me. Humans have no chance against beasts. More. I need more. Give me more prey. The mansion continued to sate the beast's demented craving, sending not one but multiple villagers into his claws, into these blood-stained walls off which echoed his monstrous howls. Stop, please, I'm begging you, spare me, oh God! Sorry, I'm not familiar with your gods. Beasts have no need of gods. I have a wife and a son back at the village, please let me return to them. Why don't you bring them back to me? I'll send them to the same place you're going. I am with child. Please let me go. Oh my God. Are you now? In that case, I'll kill the baby first. Oh my God. You damned monster. That's right, I am a monster. And by killing, no one can defy me. I have to show the world that beasts are the most frightening things on this earth. The beast began to change his style, making sick banquets out of his kills. Some days he would tie his guests up in the cellar, playing with them for hours until they finally died. Some days he would drain them of their blood and bathe in it. Some days he would spread them out on the table and feast upon them. Every week, another atrocity party. He did everything imaginable. As a faithful servant of this house, I am confident I can do most anything I am asked. Though you can surely imagine my surprise at having to use the cooking skills I learned while serving the flaxen-haired family to do that. I can only wonder if it actually tasted any good. Bestia's peculiar sword was always with him for his twisted banquets of self-gratification. However much blood stained it, never lost its sheen. It was as though the sword drank of the flesh of humans. Master, can you imagine just how wretched I felt? The mansion, once a beautiful sight to behold, reeked of death and acrimony. The stench of rotting flesh seeped up from the cellar. Even the years it spent forsaken and in ruins were preferable to that. Or perhaps I only had myself to blame. It was I who invited the beast into the mansion. More, not enough, this isn't enough to satisfy me. But Bestia still sought to hold more of his perverse parties. Lost villagers were no longer enough to quell his urges. He was indeed a genuine beast. And in time, this is what he began to wish for. Can't you get me any better prey? Something truly exquisite. Perfect prey to quench this maddening thirst of mine. Do you know what he meant when he asked for the perfect prey, Master? Perhaps a hero, someone courageous enough to stand up to him, with whom he could enjoy a battle to the death. Perhaps a dazzling young nymph to satisfy his other primal urges. Or perhaps what he wanted was not human at all, but a demon or a phantom. I would soon find out, as the mansion attempted to grant his wish, bringing yet another guest to the house on the cliff. Oh, it's not. Please don't be the girl. If the devil guides us, if God guides us, then perhaps I could accept that this was fate. Then it makes sense that I am here. Wait, who's talking? Is anyone there? I've lost my way. Would you please be so kind as to spare me a little food? Ah, there. There it is. There comes the poor little offering. They never learn. They just keep coming again and again. The mansion keeps granting my wish. I would be glad to provide you some food. And you're welcome to stay the night. Get some rest. I will have a room prepared. Hello? Hello? Another white-haired girl. Could she be related? What's going on here? I wonder. We have another white-haired girl, this time with short hair. Now this is 50 years after the time of Nellie and Mel. So maybe not the same white-haired girl, but a relation. Same white hair and those red eyes. I wonder. Then I suppose I shall take you up on your generosity. I have been wondering for a very, very long time. What was that, master? You recognize her? I imagine you would. That white hair, those red eyes, skin the colour of freshly fallen snow, and that flawlessly beautiful visage. You could not possibly mistake her for anyone else. And no, it is not someone who happens to resemble her. I can understand why you would be surprised, master. First, I could hardly believe my own eyes. The wanderer knocking on the door that day was the very same fair-skinned young woman who visited the mansion so many years earlier. The white-haired girl must have spent many, many a night in the forest. Her crystalline skin was covered in red scratches from where she had brushed against stray branches and tree bark. She had even lost her shoes and was standing there barefooted, looking quite disheartened. One second. Not the type of apparel I'd wear if I was out in the sticks. So this is the same woman. The same woman. She's just made the maid has just explicitly said that. So maybe she is a vampire if she can live for so long and not age. But that did not make her any less beautiful. In fact, you could just imagine the dense forest canopy parting to allow the sun to shine down upon her. The beast appeared surprised by her angelic beauty as well. It seemed as though all the madness drained from him in that moment. He said nothing, but his eyes told all. He was entranced by the sight of her ruby-red irises and her pure white hair. Pardon? I am a beast. This is what I asked for. Something to quench my thirst. You're allowed to be happy. But as I said, it was only for a moment. So rejoice. Imagine just how gratifying it will be to see such a beautiful woman writhing in the throes of death. Follow me. I will have a bath drawn as well. And once the moment had passed, the beast was barely able to contain the wellspring of madness within himself. He wanted nothing more than to run his sword to the white-haired girl that very instant, to torture her, to defile her. He tended to her wounds, served her supper, and drew a bath for her. And afterwards, the beast even made to provide her with a dress to wear. Even the outfit she had only worn for one night so many years before was there, waiting for someone to put it on again, for her to put it on again. He said she could choose anything she liked. She, being such a modest young woman, said she needed naught of such fine attire. And what a shame that was. I too wished to see her in a dress once more. I need not such fine clothing. You needn't be modest. No, that's not why. Are they not to your liking then? No, my apologies. You're very generous. Foolish girl. Smile and call me generous. I was simply imagining what a pretty sight it would be. The sight of her fresh blood splattered on it. The sight of her life slipping away in it. I'm glad that, after wandering for so long, I ended up here in this mansion. And in a few hours you'll be feeling the exact opposite. Get all the rest you need. I shall see you again in the morning. I thank you. Bestia then made his way out of the girl's bedchamber. His mask came crumbling off after only taking a few steps. There, that's precisely what I wanted. Just imagining how such a beautiful woman will scream. How she'll beg for her life. Hey, are you there? The mansion has given me the perfect offering. Hey, is she not here? Is someone there? Yes, I came by to ask if there was anything you needed. I cannot offer you anything extravagant, not like before, but I'm here to provide you with anything in my capacity. I appreciate the offer, but I need nothing. Being allowed to stay the night is more than enough. Do you work here in the mansion? Yes, indeed I do. I've been here for a very, very long time. A very long time? You might think this was an odd question, but have we met before? Something about you seems familiar. And I get the feeling I have been in this mansion before. Yes, we have met. It was quite some time ago, though. When was it? It was an unimaginably long time ago. Do you remember a boy and girl with flaxen hair? Flaxen hair? I apologize. My memory fails me. Do you not remember me either? I see. You should probably not push yourself to remember then. There were joyous times, and there were less than joyous times. But would you be so kind as to answer one question? What might your name be? My name is... Oh, come on! Why are we not getting her name? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This game. I see. So you are such and such again. Again? Are we... I wonder if this is... Am I supposed to play this through multiple times? And then I'll get her name. I wonder. Again? You should get some rest. I'll make tea for you in the morning. Also... Go on. Close your eyes. Isn't she going to get killed, man? But Bestia never waited for morning to come. With his sword that smelled of blood hanging from his hip, the beast slowly, ever so slowly crept toward the room where the white-haired girl slept. The time was soon approaching for the bloodthirsty beast to paint the walls with the young woman's blood, to turn her bedchamber into a gore-splattered altar upon which he would offer her to the devil. However, when he opened the door, the beast could hardly believe his eyes. He was not asleep, but sitting there as if expecting Bestia's arrival. Why are you awake? Did you not go to sleep? I heard footsteps, so I... And what were you planning to do when I got here? Surely you didn't think we'd simply have a nice midnight chat. I was hoping to ask what it was that you wanted. To ask what it was I wanted? Do you even realize what you're saying? Can you not see what's in my hand? You know exactly what I came here to do. Aren't you going to beg? Aren't you going to plead for your life? Aren't you going to ask me not to kill you? if it's necessary. But is that what you want? What I want is something much, much more gratifying than your pleas. I want to hold a banquet. It's not enough. No matter what I do, it's not enough. But you will be enough to satisfy me, to quench this unholy thirst, to completely, wholly fill me to the bursting point. You want to know what I desire? I desire to devour you. Well, this is a interesting position. This is a weird... oh well. I know what the thumbnail of the video is going to be. Ah! Bestia shoved the girl back, slamming her into the mattress. He then stabbed his sword through the sheets beside her, looking down upon the girl, the moonlight at his back. Clenching her slender throat with one hand, he drew his sword once more, holding the tip but inches from her nose. No matter how much blood it drank, the sword continued to shine gloriously, as though it had just come from the forge. It was an awe-inspiring, tear-shedding blade, the sight of which would cause anyone to imagine the misfortune about to befall them. Go on, mock me, ridicule the hideous barbaric beast standing before you. From the moment you saw me, you thought me unsettling, no? But you averted your eyes, because I had food for you, because I gave you a place to rest. You pretended not to notice the beast. This is retribution. Retribution for your damned humans. So beg for your life like they all do. Cry, plead for mercy. If you say... If you say that you are ugly, then I must be equally ugly. What? What came from the girl's mouth was neither a plea nor an insult, nor a scream. Full-grown men had wept before him, and yet this slight young woman did not. Despite this terrifying beast being upon her, moments away from extinguishing her life, even I almost shrieked in fright. Bestia could believe neither his eyes nor his ears. Do you not fear me? Can you not see what I am about to do to you? What am I to be afraid of? I am threatening to murder you. To rip your intestines out with these claws and watch you die in agony. I enjoy it more than anything in the world, filling others' hearts with fear. The more lives I take, the more I enjoy it. I am a beast driven by madness. What he expected was for the beautiful girl before him to desperately implore him for mercy. He wanted nothing more than to see despair seep into every corner of her red eyes, for he believed that it would be a truly sublime moment, euphoria unlike anything he had experienced before. Bestia prodded her with his singular sword, poking a slit in the skin smoother than silk. You mean to take mercy on me, because you see me as pitiful? But she did not do as the beast wished. She looked up at him with sympathy rather than fear. This rattled the beast. He had never once seen anyone respond to him that way. What possessed you to say that? What on earth is going through your head? Mercy? Mercy? Do you not comprehend this situation? How can you be so calm? Scream, cry and shout, beg me for to spare you. Throw yourself at my feet. Throw yourself at my feet. Otherwise I'm a beast. A beast that never tires of killing. To me, you appear to be a person. You're lying. You listen to the things I say, and you respond with your own words. I was taught how to speak. I'm a beast who speaks human language. But think. You use your mind to come up with responses, and you hesitate. If I'm human, then why do they disparage me so? Why do they reject me and try to kill me? Because I am a beast. A repulsive beast. That's why, isn't it? I will do nothing to hurt you. We are alike. Alike? Don't be ridiculous. How could you say we're alike when you're as beautiful as you are? There is nothing beautiful about me. What value does outward appearance have? You have suffered much persecution, which is why you tremble in fear. I'm not trembling, I am not afraid. I can hear the cries of your heart. What on earth is wrong with you? Why are you not afraid? Why do you not scream in terror? I am afraid, but more than fear, I feel like I know now what my role is. Your role? If you will have me, then I would like to remain here in the mansion. Are you mad? I will eventually kill you. Torture you, put you through hell, make you wish you were never born. That does not change my mind. Please allow me to stay. I find it very hard to believe that what you want deep down is to hurt people. And I get the feeling that I am meant to be here. That it is my role. Bestia was at a loss. He was perhaps afraid of this girl, who did not fear him and even attempted to embrace him. Second. And I'm back. Apologise about that. I just had to jump out for something, and then I realised that I didn't pause the recording. I actually stopped it entirely, so I'm now going to have to splice these two recordings together. Fun times. But let's see. Bestia was at a loss. He was perhaps afraid of this girl who did not fear him, and even attempted to embrace him. He behaved too differently from all the other humans he knew of, who only ever harassed and pushed him away. Why are you so kind to me? To this beast, this murderer? Bestia's sword slipped from his hand, hitting the hard floor with a metallic whine. When the sound died down, the white-haired girl extended her hands for the beast with the utmost of affability. Her fingers were white as freshly fallen snow, something this area never saw. They traced his distinctive frame. They ran along his unusually shaped nose. They slid across his rough, yellowed skin. They drifted around his rather small eyes. The beast trembled once more, this time not out of twisted desire from deep within, but from the unimaginable comfort of physical contact. Her fingers moved so gently, so pleasantly, wrapping him in their warmth. Are you crying? A single teardrop slid down the arc of her finger. Looking into her clear eyes, Bestia came to a realization. And at the same time, he felt somewhat dismayed. You are without sight. Oh. Taken in the throes of his primal urges, the beast had not noticed, but there was an emptiness in the girl's eyes. She appeared to be gazing far into the distance, not focused on the man despite being close enough to touch him. Tears had begun running down Bestia's cheeks earlier, when she had called him a person. But it was not until one of those droplets had slid across the back of her finger that she had realized. She would indeed have no need of extravagant dresses after all. He could not see what she was wearing. That is correct. I am blind. But whoever decided that reality is only that which can be seen? I know not what appearance I have. In the darkness, everything is as one. There is no difference between beast and man. If you are a beast, then I too must be a beast. To call the girl a beast would be paramount to eating sugar and insisting it was salt. Do pardon the trite analogy, please. But you know rather well, master, that the white-haired girl was not at all what you would call a beast. Not simply in appearance, but all the way down to her core. There was nothing beastly about her. Her words brought him faint pain, but the beast still felt, on some level, that he wanted to keep her at his side, to see what would happen. His next words were in large part impulsive. I, I am grateful that you cannot see. Without exception, everyone who had wandered into the mansion had lost their lives before the sun rose the next morning. She was the first visitor who had not met this fate. Over time, Bestia's madness gradually subsided. He even began to seem rather tame. You would hardly believe it was the same beast who had once revelled in those perverse festivities. He was, I imagine, at a loss for how to behave. I too would be flustered in the constant presence of such beauty. But it was not just her appearance. She had said she wished to live with him. A beast who had committed countless atrocities. Perplexing indeed. What is the matter? Do you honestly not fear me? Do I appear to be afraid of you? No, you do not. But you would. If you could see me, you would react the same as everyone else. You would mock me, you would despise me, you would want to kill me. You don't know what I've done because you can't see. I enjoyed it. I basked in their terror. So why do I not want you to find out? I don't want you to know how many people I've tortured, how many slaughtered, how much blood I've imbibed. All the horrible things I've done. Horrible? I'm aware that what I've done is wrong, but I relish in it. I wanted for so long to slaughter them. I desperately desired to see blood, human blood. What is it I crave? Murder or laughter? I said that I had no need for peace, yet here I am. Is something the matter? No, some tea. Oh, shall I make some? Are you thirsty? No. I made some tea. It's probably cold by now. I thought you might want some. You don't? No, I'll take it. What are you laughing for? Because I'm happy. Is it to your liking? It's bitter. Their life together began quietly, their days without event. They had no extravagant meals, there were no swathes of guests lending life to the mansion's halls. There was also no one screaming in fear for their life. It was the peaceful life Bestia had lost, and he had returned once more to that quiet realm. What's the matter? You are always so quick to notice my presence. My world is one of darkness, so I have a heightened sense of hearing. What is it like? How do you perceive the world? I cannot imagine living in complete darkness. Occasionally, I can see the light. Light? Yes, not a radiant light like the sun, but a soft light, floating in the darkness. Like a candlelight, I suppose. That only perplexes me all the more. I find it difficult to understand what you are describing. Is that so? It's difficult for me as well. I am not sure how to explain it. But it's not complete darkness. I can sense your presence, for instance, and I can tell how windy it is from the way the windows vibrate. And also, I also feel as though I can sense the wavering of emotions. The candlelight begins to flicker erratically, from fear, intense sorrow, or other similar emotions. My emotions? I do not know. It could be yours, and it could be mine. This mansion is a very peculiar place. The candlelight is always wavering, and yet it seems somehow stable. It makes me feel as though this is where I belong. I don't think I understand. I am a beast, and so I lack the intelligence. But I am going to go hunting. Is there anything you would like? Whatever you like. Alright then, if you find any fruit, that would be nice. Fruit. Aha! It's sour. You picked it before it was ripe. I didn't know. Is that a bad thing? I don't know anything. I cannot see, but if fruit is still green, you are not supposed to eat it yet. What colour are these? No, blue. Shall I give you a hand preparing supper? I cannot ask for help of someone who can't see. You'll hurt yourself. Don't worry, I can tell for the most part where things are by touch and sound. Are you worried? Worried? Worried. Worried. The thought of blood dripping down her finger doesn't excite me. What's going on? What on earth has happened to me? If I appear to be in any danger of harming myself, please let me know. Then you have nothing to worry about. You do not seem any more comfortable in a kitchen than me. Always cooks the... Where did she go? Huh? She always comes when I call. The maid's done a runner? I had hidden myself away. SJ had learned how to go about his daily life without my assistance, and the two of them had no need of others in their peaceful world. Oh my, what is the matter, master? I was not lonely at all, no. It was an absolute pleasure simply watching them. I mean that. It was not my role to be at his side, nor was I the one to be at hers. If she could make Bestia into the master of the house, then my presence was unnecessary. I appear when I am needed, as I appeared to serve the flaxen-haired family, nothing more. If they sought a servant, then would I show myself? Yes, certainly. After some time they began to sleep in the same bed. Oh. Oh dear, no, not for the reason you are imagining, master. Oh damn, she knows I've got a freak mind in the sewer. You thought no such thing? Though they slept in the same bed, they did not lay together. They did so, it seemed, because they were more comfortable in the same place. Two acted more like family than lovers. Hey, hello? Are you asleep? No, I am awake. Is the candlelight wavering? Right now, it is very calm. You see. Say, tell me about your childhood. What? Me? Won't you? My childhood? Yes. I have no such stories to tell. When I was a child, I lost everything. My mother, father, brothers, everyone. So for as long as I can remember, I did not have a father. I lived alone with my mother, but I never felt like that was a bad thing. Wait a minute. So in the last story, she was with her father alone, and the mother was the flaxen-haired sibling's mother. But in this one, well, is this her reborn? I lived alone with my mother, but I never felt like that was a bad thing. Was she kind? Yes, very. She was a compassionate woman. But we were poor, and because I cannot see, my mother was the only one who could work. She would be away for long stretches of time, supposedly because she served at a respectable house. I do not know whether or not that was true. Perhaps she was doing much more demanding work. I never asked. I believed not asking was best for her. From time to time I would receive letters from her. Someone who lived nearby read them to me. The letters went something like this. Life in the mansion is difficult, but everyone treats me so well, and they say I do good work. I'll be back with more money soon, so you be a good girl. Other than that, she allegedly expressed concern for my health and safety, as well as repeatedly saying how much she loved me. You have a good mother. I did. Nearly everything I remember my mother saying to me was written in her letters. So much kindness and warmth. Why do you not live with her now? How did you end up here in the mansion? Before long, she lost her life at her place of employment, and I was sent the money she had earned. It was, I imagine, enough to survive on. When my mother was alive, she often lamented my blindness. If only you could see, she would say, I could show you just how extraordinary this world is. So I decided I would visit a renowned physician in order to fulfill my mother's dream. A physician in this country. However, upon examining me, he said that he could not restore my sight. Dejected, I was on my way back home when bandits attacked. They robbed me of the money I brought to pay for my treatment. I lost everything my mother saved for me, the money she gave her life to earn for me. I failed to repay her for anything she did, which cast a dark cloud over my heart. My world has always been wrapped in darkness, but at that moment was in the deepest abyss. There was not even a speck of light. I was at a complete loss. With nowhere to go, I simply wandered, no destination in mind. And that was when I miraculously arrived at this mansion. It was as if it had summoned me here. You are being summoned by the mansion to fulfill my craving. But it didn't end up that way. I wonder if the mansion is disappointed. I see. I apologize for not having a brighter tale to tell. I imagine you are hoping to hear joyful childhood memories. No. Did they hurt you? Pardon? The bandits. When they attacked, were you hurt? You are so compassionate. I am no such thing. I am not compassionate. I was perfectly fine. I took a few scratches, but nothing you need to worry about. I see. I believe that I am happy now. I was unable to regain my sight, and I haven't the money to return home. But I believe I left in order to come here. Is your life right now happy? I am terrified. I'm volatile. I'm growing accustomed to this woman's comfort. I'm afraid of losing her. A beast should not have these feelings. A murderous beast. Take this. What is? It makes a good gift, supposedly. I was planning to throw it out when I learned that, but I couldn't. I felt like I was meant to give it to someone. It could only be you. It is a fake white rose. A white rose accessory? Do you not want it? No, I do. I just, for some reason. Never mind. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I think at this point I will end this part of the episode. Oh, this is getting a bit thingy. But yeah, so let me just go to the save. Save. Back. So yeah, like interesting story. We had the beast guy. I thought he was going to become tamed, so to speak, and then he goes on a like he gets pissed off at the I mean he seems to have PTSD from the way he's been treated by humans when he came across the merchant, went on an absolute bloodbath and committed massive atrocities against like all sorts of people, even pregnant women. I don't know, I don't think this guy is really forgivable, even if he is like there's reasons for his like hatred of humanity. But this is an interesting twist that the girl with the white hair has reappeared, though she does not act like she knows of her previous life or whatnot. And this time she had a mother. It's just a mother instead of a father. I'm wondering how this plays. Is she being reborn each generation, or is it the same person? I mean, she's definitely she looks older, but she might not be older. It's hard to tell. But yeah, this is getting quite interesting. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, if you like the video, dislike it. Leave a comment. What do you think about my bad voice acting, this game, where we're going? Have you played it? I know there is one viewer who's called The House in Fata Morgana. How are you finding this so far? I'm looking forward to where this goes. This is interesting. I'm wondering, I don't think this is going to end well because the maid has said everything ends badly in this mansion. So this is clearly not going to end well. I'm wondering if the girl with the white hair is going to be a recurring person in each of these stories. And I wonder how we fit in all this. I thought originally our character, the protagonist, is Mel, but it doesn't seem like that. We seem to be the actual master of this house, and I don't know what that actually means. And I'm not entirely sure what exactly the maid is, but the maid seems to not age, potentially not be alive, might be a vampire, and is somehow stuck to this house for some reason. So yeah, it's all intriguing stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it. But yeah, so I'm definitely going to keep on playing this. But for now, I'm Ashmanix. This is the house in Fata Morgana, and I'll hopefully see you next time. Bye!